internet brings comic fans around the world into one comic book community. Comic creators and comic fans, tonight you are seen, heard, recognized, because comics are for everyone. Live from Miami, Florida, broadcasting around the world, this is the Not Near Mint Show. Welcome to the show, everybody. It is Friday night. So you know what that means, don't you? It's time for the top 10 comic books of this week. So as you're seeing down here below, we're going to start off the show with the top 10. We have a guest that's joining us tonight, but we're going to dive right into those top 10 now. So here it is, your top 10 comics for the 5th week of January. And we're going to jump on over to the other camera and go right on to it. We're going to start with number 10. This is Creepy number 1. This is the first appearance of Uncle Creepy. This came out in 1964 and in a very fine condition. It is $60. It has dropped $84. And just as a reminder, this is based off of the comic collection that I have behind me here, 27,000 comic books, where as long as you have everything in CLZ with an approximate grade attached, and you have it linked up with a paid account to CovrPrice, it'll spit out a list every time you hit update values, and this is how you find out what your comics are worth. So this one is down this week. I think it's maybe just because people aren't necessarily focusing on it, and well, it's a down market currently. So after the first one, we're going to just jump on over to number 9, which is Daredevil number 5. This is the first appearance of the Matador, and unless you're somebody that's collecting outright all of these Daredevils as a run, most of the ones that are the big books these days are the ones that are going to be attributed to the new TV series that's going to be coming out later this year next. Otherwise, number 8, well, actually, no, let's go right back here. Number 5, it is down $53. Somebody can purchase a copy of this in fine condition, $150. Somebody paid this week. Number 8, this is down, which is not unsurprising because this got so high up there that people were paying $300 and over. This is now down a bit this week. Just came out in 2024 last year in September, October in near mint. Somebody paid $216 this week, down $47. And if you're looking for this online, you're still seeing copies going for around $279 or so. Number 7, this one hurts a little bit because I really liked the TV show Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur when it was airing on Disney Plus, but I guess it didn't get the ratings it expected. So you can get a copy of this right now. Only came out in 2015, a 9-year-old book and in a near mint condition, $30. It is down $40. And this white cover is something to be very careful of because when you're looking online, if you don't put these books away into bags and boards or Mylar, they tend to degrade. And you can see the difference between one that was kept out for a long period of time in the open air and the one that was bagged almost right away. So do pay attention if you're trying to buy these online or in person that the bright white is how it's supposed to look. If it's a little bit yellowish, it's probably because it came from a smoking household. Number 6 is Marvel Tales number 1 from Volume 2, because Volume 1 started way back when Marvel Mystery Comics wound up changing its name to Marvel Tales. So it starts off with this Volume 2, initially says as an annual, but by issue 2 it's just a regular comic. This reprints the first partial reprints of the first appearance of Spider-Man, Hulk, Ant-Man in costume, as well as Hank Pym as Giant Man, first Iron Man, first Thor, first Nick Fury and the Howling Commandos. Somebody paid this week for a VG Fine copy, 5.0 raw, $288. It is down $24. And this is one of those books that's usually beat all to hell. So if you're able to find this in a decent enough condition, it's not a bad idea to pick it up. So those were the books the first 5 that have dropped in price. And let's face it, it's a down market. But as I always say, when it comes to getting these books on a Sunday night on eBay and you're looking for things, remember, for the higher priced books, we are competing with those people that are like the tech bros, the people that are investor class collectors, and they have a lot more money than a majority of us. So I do tend to look at the stock market, and on a Friday, if the stock market has dropped substantially, chances are those investors have their money tied up. And this Friday, today, the market dropped 337 points. So if there's a bigger book you're looking for, chances are this weekend on Sunday, you'll be able to find it a little bit easier. Now, these are the books that went up this week. Number 5 is Amazing Spider-Man Volume 3, issue number 4. This is the first appearance of Cindy Moon as Silk. Now, Cindy Moon first appeared in the first issue of this series, and as we've been hearing, they're going to be releasing a whole nother volume of Amazing Spider-Man. It will be ending shortly, and I believe in April, we will now see Volume 7 of Amazing Spider-Man. So this came out in 2014 in a near mint condition. This is $72. It is up $10. And you're going, wait a second, up $10. Usually when you start off with number 5, it's up 30, 50, 80. Well, the market is down right now. And if people aren't treating it as such, realize that they are not the only place you can get books from. You can find things cheaper elsewhere. So that is number 5. Now, number 4, this is going to be one of the subjects we talk about tonight. Mark Spears, hot new artist. He's been around for a while, but because of his painted covers, people are paying some astronomical prices for these things. So this is issue 356 of Spawn. There's some copies where the eye is white and this one is black. I don't know if there's a difference in print runs or if it's an error or whatnot, but if you're taking a look around, there's a difference, and I don't know. I honestly don't. Whether or not the black one or the white one might be a bit rarer. Maybe they're equal. But in any case, this issue 356 only came out in 2024, near mint. $31 for a Spawn, which I know lady makes fun of me for getting the Spawn, but this is the one time where it makes me go, I really wish I was only getting that one issue and not every issue of damn Spawn. Yeah. $31, up $20. Somebody's paid $31 for this. Almost every single Mark Spears book is now worth a bit more these days. Number 3, we have House of Secrets number 100. This is a classic Bernie Wrightson horror cover. Now, this came out in 1972 and in a very fine minus. Somebody paid $85 this week. It is up $50. People are looking for these older books that are more classical when it comes to the artists that have been loved for generations. And I mean, come on, anything that came out from the Bronze Age, from Wrightson, from Adams, you want to pick up those books. You really do. Steranko, all of them. Now, that one there, I think I said $85, up $50, came out in 1972, very fine minus. Number 2, we have Wonder Woman number 207. This is a classic Rick Estrada bondage cover. This came out in 1973 in a fine, very fine $93. Because a lot of these were beat up. They were girls' comics. And another thing about issue 207, when it came right after the saga where she's wearing all white and she has I Ching as the mentor, these don't get reprinted. So just to try and find this story, you would have to go and find the actual issues. This has never wound up being in a compendium. So in a very fine, very fine, paid $93 this week, up $63. You might be able to wait on this because it's not rare. And the number 1 book, Giant Size X-Men number 1, first appearance of the new X-Men, which includes first appearance of Colossus, first Nightcrawler, first Thunderbird, Storm, and the second full appearance of Wolverine. You might as well just call this the 4th appearance overall. In any case, this came out in 1975, and we're still waiting for casting and talking about movie rumors and whatnot. But do even movies move the needle as much anymore? It seems that Marvel Rivals has been doing a lot more than the movies have. In any case, this book is up and down, and this week it is up, the greatest deal more than anything else, in a very good fine condition 5.0. Somebody paid $1,408 for this book. If you wait long enough, you could probably find about between 5 and 8 on most given days. It's not like this was underprinted. It is up $77. And that is your top 10 comics for the 5th week of January. So we have some people that are joining us. We have the usual crew, but we have somebody different. Let's bring them all in. Hi, Miracleman, Lady Fantastic, and
hello, hi, hello.
What up?
Howdy.
Howdy. How's it going, dudes?
It's been a long week. It's been a long year. Wait a second. Isn't it still January?
Still January, bro.
Yeah.
Still January.
God damn it.
Yep. 47 more months to go. Hang in
Happy
there, everybody.
birthday, Cat. Oh, and that's just for year one.
Yeah.
And let's face it, in the last 2 days, we've had 2 planes fall out of the sky. So we still have another year of this.
Yeah.
Who wants to show comic books?
Miracleman.
I can show some comics. I got comics.
Yeah.
All right. Should I start off with a bang? All right. First off, I
Is the
just
bang real sketchy, like almost pornographic? Like,
no, not this time.
Is it big?
It's of a moderately decent size. So we'll start off with some good shits. I'll save that till the end, until we're further in the show and the censors aren't watching or whatever. So I spoke to I got a friend, Medium Mike, on Twitter. He's now on Blue Sky. He does claim sales, and I got these 3 books from him. I'm always missing them. I'm showing up like 10 minutes after he finishes it, right? But I finally got my claim sale. Look at this nice, clean copy of Demon, number 6. It was the second to last issue I need. I just need the first Clarion issue, but really tight. I think this was like $6, $5. It was cheap, for Jack Kirby Bronze Age DC book. That's a great price.
Yeah.
I also got these 2 from him, and these are in the 90s. Fantagraphics had a horror line of books. It was called Fantaco, right? And in the 90s, people started to realize the copyright for the Night of the Living Dead was open because George Romero did not properly copyright Night of the Living Dead. So Fantaco made their own book called Night of the Living Dead. First, they did reprints of the original, like they made the original movie into graphic novels, right? It was a 4-part series, and then they did a Night of the Living Dead London, where the original Night of the Living Dead it's a direct sequel of it. And then they came out with this series, and as you can see, we're spoofing, The Happiest Place on Earth. It didn't run very long. I think there were 3 issues. I finally have all 3 issues. These are not easy to find by any stretch of the imagination. Cool. Yeah, right? Pretty rad.
Yeah, something you don't see every day.
No. There's another one which I finished recently called Barbara's Zombie Chronicles, and it's Barbara from Night of the Living Dead. Yeah, that was a lot of fun too. And then, I realized I had a great big gaping hole.
Oh.
Speaking of gaping holes, enjoy your evening, Tacoma.
Yeah.
Danny DeFranco.
In my Action Comics, I don't have much of the weeklies. So I was at a place where I picked up all of these weeklies.
Oh, yeah.
For like 30 cents a piece is what they broke down to. Look at all these. Look at all these weeklies.
Some of them have beautiful covers.
Some have great covers. Some have Jack Kirby art. Did you know that? One of the last.
They allowed Kirby to do a Superman?
They did not. Kirby's last DC work was an Action Comics weekly. It's a cover of the Demon Etrigan.
Nice.
But I got all of the. I mean, just look at this. And you know what's crazy? I'm still missing a shit ton of them. But I got all those for like 30 cents a piece. And then I was like, if I'm gonna pick up DC, which I'm known for, I guess it's fair to say. I'm a DC guy. DC and indies, right? I also a big blind spot in my DC collection, other than of course the first appearance of Lobo, which I once got for $2, is the Omega Men. So I
Very
picked
cool.
up all of these Omega Men from the same place for about 30 cents an issue. Look at these. I mean, like you've seen Omega Men a lot, right? And it's really easy to find high grade Omega Men because of they put them on the better paper, right? But like, who has a full Omega Men run? You know, I don't know anybody.
I mean, to be fair, they're about to put the Omega Men into Absolute Superman shortly.
Right. I mean, maybe it matters. I don't know if it does. I always
Oh,
wanted to read the original one.
Did you get the Omega Men 5 in there too?
Is that the second?
Yeah, that's his second appearance, but that's the one where, because in Omega Men issue 3, they don't actually name who Lobo is. It's just
Right.
some
Yeah.
asshole in white face paint and black
Oh my
eye.
God, she's
Why
making
they
this
actually name it?
behind you.
Yeah, I have it. I didn't get it in this haul, but I
Bacon
do.
Bacon
I do have
biscuits.
it. I do have it. And then I got a couple other things, but I'm going to save those. I'll show another chunk later if we want. But I got to show you these before we move on. Check this out. Here is something you do not see every day. The very first issue of Heavy Metal magazine.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Like
that's
cool.
The first issue. Damn.
First issue. I didn't
What
realize
year?
this was what it was.
What year?
1977.
Wow.
I used to have it growing up.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry, Miracle Man. Warning.
Do it.
Warning. 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 Banger alert.
Maybe
Banger
do it.
alert. I had
No.
to.
Did it?
I didn't see it. Did it play?
Yeah, it played.
It did.
Okay.
Yeah, it did.
I didn't see it.
I made it shorter so it's not playing the full minute. Don't want to waste the time.
And now I showed you the first issue.
That was like Wrightson.
Here's the second issue.
Now that I've never seen.
Me neither.
Right. Like people keep the first issue. Who has the second issue?
Yeah, it's cool.
Gnarly.
And
I
then,
think I've seen like weird numbers, like 5, 7.
right. I've seen those before too. I have a few of those. Speaking of which, I think this is number 6.
Oh wow.
That's cool.
It's either 6 or 8. And the reason I grabbed this one, Trina Collins has a story in here.
No shit.
Yeah.
Too cool.
Yeah. And this is 79. So like it took a while for like, you know.
Too cool.
One more book. And then I'm going to move on. Or you should move on.
Oh.
I have wanted this for a hot minute, and I found one.
Nice.
Good Girl art of
Bruce
Bruce
Timm.
Timm.
Yeah, it's cool.
Beautiful hardcover. Right? Look at this. Nice binding. I can't really show you insides.
Yes, you can. It's not pornographic. It's not tentacles. It's very classy.
I got us in trouble once, and I've been worried
One time because it was overtly pornographic.
It was pretty pornographic. This is one of my favorite illustrations right here.
Very cool.
Beautiful, right? Just gorgeous. And then there's another one in here. And this other illustration is actually the reason I went and hunted down this book. I saw it online. The only place I know of that it was published was in this book, which is what started me on searching for this book. Look at this.
Nice.
It's basically like the Women Invaders, right?
Very cool.
There's Nazis getting fucked up because, you know,
Always a good sight.
fuck Nazis. And then Captain America girl, Human Torch lady, and the Namor the Submariner at you know,
that's pretty cool.
So, yeah, I mean, and there's a lot of nudity in the book, so if that's not your thing, don't get it. But if you like Bruce Timm, this is a really great book. You can get it right now direct from the publisher, right? You can't go in and buy 50 of them. You can buy 2. That's what they'll let you buy. And it comes with 2 mini prints. The ones I got were these right here. Yeah, this isn't an ad
As
form
you're
or anything.
showing, I'm sharing the screen and showing the copy that you can find over on fleskpublications.com.
Right. These are the two prints I got with it. There's like a John Carter-esque one, and then there's like a
Oh, Mystique.
yeah. So, pretty nice little prints that come with it. The book wasn't expensive. It was $50 for the book, which is, about what you'd expect. And I actually think MSRP is 60. So
Okay.
you're getting a little bit of a deal. And if you like Bruce Timm, go ahead and grab it. Because it took me, if you look for this on eBay right now, you're paying about $150. So
Really?
yes.
3 times the cost of what he showed online.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Probably because nobody's buying it direct from the publisher.
Yeah, this goes back to a couple of years ago where you had some of these books where I'm forgetting the name. It might even be Niobe, but there was a show that was on Max or Netflix, and people started saying, "I'll sell this for $50." They didn't realize they could go to the publisher themselves because it was print to order and order it for $5.
Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah, guys. So seriously, I'm going to give this as I'll give you one of my tricks. Right? Search online book publishers and bookstores. You can find some crazy rare books still in stock at places.
Yeah.
All right.
New old stock.
This is legit one of my secrets of how I find hard to find books. All right.
Yeah, it's not even Amazon.
That's how I
'cause
found the Matrix comics.
Right.
The compilations. There's 2 volumes,
And they're tough.
They are, but I found them random new old stock places through Amazon.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So try it. Amazon's not always the best one, but it sounds like Lady had a good experience there. If you go directly to the publisher, you can get books a lot. Look for art book sites and
I don't
used
encourage giving
bookstores
Jeff Bezos money.
Yeah, no Jeff Bezos money, but you can go to I was just sharing one with our friendly neighborhood, not near Mint over here earlier. That is a great book site that I'm gonna tell you guys next week after I place my order.
You turd. Makes
It's
sense.
funny.
Still making biscuits. You have got him on the clock nonstop.
This is why I have this pad here over the comic boxes, because there would be nice little claw marks in the books, but they're very good with the comics around here.
He needs a union. He needs to organize because
Stuck on the fly trap.
he's on the biscuit making.
I think this one needs his own show
He's a
because
sweetie.
he knows when he's on camera. When
No,
he's on camera, he's performing for
he's
us.
a handsome man.
He's a handsome man.
He's in his suit. He's in his little tux.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's very dainty and he's very dapper and demure and just handsome. A gentleman.
All cats and comics here.
Mm.
Who wants to go next?
I can show you a chunk. I went to McKay's today, got 23 books, paid $47. And this is what I ended up with. These are all Captain America's, all of them. So Captain America 268, 273, 275.
Ooh, that's the first time Baron Zemo wears his classical uniform.
26.
Purple suit.
That's the
Mhm.
first
Yeah,
time he's
there
on
it is.
cover.
First cover, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Very
78,
nice. Nice
First
little file.
headshot.
Yep. 79 and 84. And every single one of these is a Mark Jeweler. And
That's
so
great.
I'm just manhandling them, but Mark Jeweler, just every single one of them. I found them, and I found a massive chunk that were all Mark Jewelers.
Wow.
And so I
That's
was
crazy.
like, yeah,
That's
I'm getting
great.
this. The coolest one is definitely the 275 Mark Jewelers.
Yeah.
Boop, boop. So I'll get them all bagged and boarded, but yeah, a big old fat chunk of Marky Julie's. None of them had the star stamp, but that's cool. I don't mind.
Still great.
Right?
Picked up a newsstand of this. Didn't have that. And I only had the first issue, so I also found issue 2 and issue 3. Sorry, I wasn't able to get all these in the Mylar, but whatever.
How dare you?
Yeah, I know. I wasn't able to find 4, so I
shame.
just have 1 through 3. This is really fun. North Force Zero by Eric Larson.
Yes.
Near Super Team.
Yes, I love that.
So it's
I remember when
basically
that dropped.
Alpha
It's fun.
Flight, but Eric Larson's Alpha Flight.
Yeah.
So there's that. I found it was cool. It was 90 cents. So I said, yoink. Hyde Street number 2, they had it for 90 cents. I said, yoink.
Yeah, it's cool.
This is after a Norman Rockwell.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
I thought that was really.
That book has been phenomenal too. Just
Yeah, it's a good read.
top
Is
of
it
the-
a anthology style or is it?
No.
Oh,
No,
okay.
I
it's on
mean,
the whole.
it's not,
Who
but
the
like
characters are.
right. So like there's some main characters that are in each story, but it's them running into a different character in
Mhm.
each story,
fine.
right? That's accurate, right?
Yes,
And
it
I
is.
picked up,
Yeah.
Creep Show with Zdarsky writing. So I'm interested to check that out. Found a Harvey Sad Sack
Ooh,
anthology,
sad sack.
and I was loving this art. I was
Yeah,
like,
that's cool.
dude, this is rad.
If it's a
And it
Harvey
was-
book.
Yeah, they had it for 90 cents. It's a 15-center Harvey in decent shape. So I
Nice.
said, yeah, yes, please, I'll take that. And then I got an all new I love you. An all new I love you number 105. So what does it say? All I can ever do is dream about Pete Forbes because I know I can never have him. Oh, a dream I dreamed.
What a tough life.
It's the
Right.
worst. And
It's
that
hard.
floral print, yearning
Very
after a
little
man.
imagination.
It's just the worst. I picked this up for Madam. I try and pick up blank covers for her when I find it. So I found this Black Panther one. Was a little tempted to keep it, but I know she'll make better use of it than I will. Had this for 50 cents. So I was like, yep, I don't have this cover. So I picked up number 30 of
That's
the
cool.
Kelly Thompson Captain
Yep.
Marvel run, which was awesome. Bro, I found this one is a harder to find because I think it was a COVID book. It's that Black Panther 15.
Yep,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
a COVID book.
Oh,
Last
that's cool.
one.
Yeah.
Adam Hughes.
Yep.
Sexual chocolate. That's hot, dude, isn't it?
Yes.
Oh, that's really cool. I thought that was a fire cover, so I was like,
And
yes, please.
That was a great series.
That's I heard. Yeah, I didn't read it, dude, but I picked
No,
this up 'cause I
it's
thought-
a
Is
really
Kelly
good run.
Thompson at some of her peak while she was doing the
yeah.
Captain Marvel, which was also
Yeah.
the best Captain
Yeah.
Marvel run?
Yeah, she was
Damn.
on fire during that time. But like that book, well, you're talking about how hot it was when it was dropping
This one
every
was tough to find, I know. Then I found for 90 cents The Mini Ghosts of Dr. Graves. It's a 25 center, number 49. So
That's
just
cool.
some good Charlton. I'm a sucker for some Charlton. They had a Beyond the Grave for 90 cents, and I was like, yeah.
Right.
They had this. I mean, so on the shelf, I guess this would be like $5 or $6, and I got it. They had it for $2.50. So and I had wanted to pick it up. Creature from the Black Lagoon Lives.
Is there a
That's cool.
certificate in the back?
No, it's just a stamp from a comic shop,
Oh, okay.
and it just gives the something and such comics, and then the address. And then I'll show you the final one I got. I found this one for $2.95, and I was like, oh! Bitterroot Prince. of
Ooh.
March.
Damn.
Yeah, that was
I'm
Yeah,
so
Tuck-
excited. Yeah. Purple Rain.
that was a hot book when it dropped.
Yeah, super excited to find this. And that is my chunk. But I hadn't been out in a minute, and so I feel like I got mine. I had my fill. So
That you did.
yeah, thanks, dude.
Yeah, you did great.
Appreciate it. That's my chunkage.
So, Evil Mike, do you have any books you want to show us?
I do. I've got a big stack here. I actually got
Yes.
2 stacks.
Oh,
But,
sweet. Chunk us up, bro.
So I just grabbed some books that are not current but kind of current, but then from a Marvel box because everybody loves Marvel. So
Yeah.
but this is just some stuff that I'm into, the artists and different books. But Gambit's been hot, so I want these
Yeah.
from I like
JD
these
loves Gambit.
It's different, Um, Secret Wars is kind of a big thing, so I've been picking up like the outside stuff around it.
Oh yeah,
So,
I've got Armor Wars.
yeah, so I
The later
recently
issues, I don't know if it's that one, but it has a Scotty Young cover that was really up there for a while.
I don't have that one. I don't think so because the last issue
I
I
don't
had
think I have 5. I think I
was
only have
just
4.
a regular. I
Maybe
wish
I'm
it was a
thinking of
Scotty.
issue 6 of Armor War.
I want to say you're right though.
That's Armor Wars, though, right? The
It's
Iron Cat.
Iron Cat.
Meow.
Yeah. And you gonna like this one. Some Ewing Ant-Man, which
Please.
I actually love this series and the gimmick with the covers with the different
Yeah.
Ant-Mans.
That's great.
And then the first appearance of the futuristic Ant-Man, and then
Badass.
they had the
Yeah, they
co-series
did.
with Wasp.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to say Ant-Man was the better read. I was really looking forward to Wasp, and Wasp was more in the okay column.
Okay.
They kind of went all out on the Ant-Man one, and the Wasp was like, yeah, still cool covers though.
Yeah.
You talk about a big book. I was really excited for this one, and you talk about such a letdown.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like
When did that drop?
a year ago, 2 years ago, something like
Oh
that.
shit. I don't even remember it, dude. I don't recognize it.
And it's the people that like. I want to say if I'm like, because I'm bad with names, so give me a second. But if I mention who is the team behind it, that's part of the excitement. I got to make everything confusing. I don't know. Don't quote me because it says written in respect by peerless Paul Levitz, art and admiration by Alan Davis. It's supposed to be like a retro book where they got like a whole bunch of like older like writers and artists to do the book, and it was supposed to be done in a traditional like Marvel, and it kind of is in a way, but it's so
Paul
like
Levitz was the former president of DC Comics.
Yeah,
DC.
he wrote Legion of Superheroes
Yep.
for a long time.
Yeah.
it's like Rachel Rosenberg did the colors. Art is Alan Davis, and letters is he's named Corey Petit, current letterer.
Any book with Alan Davis art is a good book.
The art was good. It's the story that was kind of. I love this series, and I'm going to show you a couple different ones. I know Caroline.
Each wrote that though, right?
Yeah, this is her like Marvel. It's like her. They allowed her to do like a Marvel fairy tale or whatever. This is a like down the line. I actually have the whole series, but this is like some of the later.
That's a sick cover.
It's because she was able to do that consistently that they gave her Ultimate X-Men. And if you're looking between anybody working on those books, Peach has been the most consistent. She's at issue 12. She hasn't had a fill-in artist, and it's been consistently good. And the covers have been amazing.
Yeah, it has. And that's why like I've been a fan ever since they started letting her write and draw, because she's good at both. Like this Demon Days, even though it's all Marvel characters, but they're all like just kind of twisted and distorted a little bit, where it's more like Japanese folklore, but it's still a great ongoing story that she started, from the beginning. And just like that, Ultimate X-Men is one of the better Ultimate books. They're all good in my opinion, but it is one that I look forward to. A huge Xeno fan, but Marvel has actually, I was skeptical when they picked up the Fox brand, but they've actually been consistent with Alien and Predator, and their Alien and Predator crossover stuff too, because Wolverine versus Predator was good. Some JR, I love Daredevil, but it was just in the nights. I don't know why it's not organized. Couple more. I love when they go evil with Spider-Man, like all the horror stuff, the spine tingling Spider-Man. This is actually
I remember that one.
2022, I think, something like that. It was
I think
actually
it was only
really good.
2 issues.
Something like that. It was like 2 or 3.
Okay.
It's a hot book, it's just in the stack. But I did like the Doctor Doom,
like a Doom dinosaur head.
All right, that's all I'm going to show for now.
Cool. Good stuff. I like it.
All right, that's first chunk. Now I'm
for it?
going to do one of my short chunks because I didn't get a lot of back issues. Only got a few, but they were okay-ish. Most of these all came from my LCS, Miami Fresh Comics, over on Instagram. So this is a 1 in 10, and back in 2011 or so, they weren't doing a lot of these. So if I see, the Spectre on a cover, I'm usually going to get it. Kind of find it funny that watching the new season of Harley Quinn, you have Eclipso in it for all of maybe 10 seconds because he gets immediately murdered by Harley.
Yeah.
Next up, I think Miracleman knows what this is.
I do too.
This was something I've been looking to get for a long time, and now in a depressed comic market, I'm just looking for oddities. And this is one of those things that we were talking about back when he first appeared on the show, Miracleman. And this is the final issue of Sandman Mystery Theater. Guess how much I got this for?
$5.
Yes, actually, yes.
Oh, that's
Damn.
super cheap.
I was going to say
great.
10.
I mean, there's spine ticks, a little bit of a roll. I can see that looks like something wet might have touched it a bit.
Such a great series.
$5 for final issue.
Deal. Yeah.
Yes.
This
That's a good one.
I thought that I was getting one of the ones that I didn't have because some of these covers kind of look alike. And
they do.
When it's a claim sale, I tend to wind up going, oh, let me make sure I get it if I don't, because it's a cheap enough cost. And I bring it home and put it into CLC. Deet, you already have this copy. Do you want to add another? Damn it.
Yeah, that sucks, but
Miracleman will take it.
Oh, there you go. Throw it in
Take it off your hands. Oh, that's the tougher one to get. That's the most pricey one. And you got 2 of them? Do you have a newsstand one too, you little bitch?
I only have the one.
Okay, I was going to go out on you.
I had the issue 22, and this is one of those things where, because I have CLZ, now I can go to check it because I'm going, am I missing the 22, the 23, or the 24? Because they're all keys.
Yes.
This is the one I was missing. Yeah, and this one I got for I think $15. I don't mind that.
Yeah, I think I paid 20 for mine, dude. It is probably the priciest one in that run. I think.
Yeah, this is the one where you have Eric Killmonger take over the role of Black Panther. You have early Deadpool. Yeah, it's good to pick this one up.
Christopher Priest was great on that one. I like that run.
This one here is an eBay buy because I got the whole ending of Gru except for issue 120.
Is that the final issue?
Yeah, there's the final issue of Gru.
That's awesome.
And this is in really nice grade. And what was the grade I put on it? 9. It's nice. It's really, really nice.
Looks like.
And this thing here, it jumped on over to Dark Horse, but for Marvel, this was it. And I like Gru. Now, since I don't have this particular issue, I needed to get it. Now I'm only missing issue 14 from this run. And it's not the greatest of condition, but since I'm not the greatest Kazar fan.
Is that Kirby?
I think it might be Herb Trimpe.
Trimpe and Smith? Is that what it is?
Yeah, Bob Smith.
Okay.
And it kind of has that Kirby look, but more cross-hatching. Otherwise, that'd be a solid line. Especially if it was Vince Coletta.
The machine guy with his square fingers.
Machine
yeah. That and the wispy stuff that's going on over here. That looks like Kirby. But if this was going to be inked by Vince Coletta, he would have, erased all the background.
No shit.
Sure would have.
Ouch.
All right, the next up, I'm not trying to collect the whole series, but the fun thing about Spider-Girl, this thing was, yeah, this is issue 77. 75 is the issue where,
Oh,
yeah,
it's
77 is where she first gets the uniform, but this was the dark negative Ron Friends cover where she has the ass, or
I've never
as some
seen that cover. Nice.
as the kids call it, she has the diome.
Oh, is that May Parker?
Yeah, this is Mayday Parker from the
Mayday.
MC2. And this
Yeah.
one was an $8 purchase. I go to put it into CLZ. It tells me it's a $50 book. Like,
Oh,
who's
yeah.
paying $50 for this?
Yeah.
And then I look it up and it's like less than 10,000 were printed because this kept getting canceled.
Yeah.
But because the fans were so vocal, they just kept bringing it back. Going, no,
She's
we're coming up with
actually-
another issue.
Freaky Louie's. She's one of Freaky Louie's favorite iterations.
Yeah.
In this
Maybe.
book, they were able to do whatever they wanted with the character, and they had doppelgangers for all the regular Spider-Man villains, and a lot of the villains were heroes. It was a good run.
The Spider-Girl run went 100 issues.
Yep.
And your first appearance is a What If, and then you have
Yeah.
a Zero
Okay.
issue as well. So all told, if you get the original Spider-Girl run, you're talking about 102 books. But then they had an amazing Spider-Girl run, which I want to say is like 40 issues. And then they had a spectacular
It's too
Spider-Girl
much,
run,
bro. It's too
which is
much. I can't.
only 4 issues.
Gee.
And in Spectacular, you get old man Frank Castle
Oh.
coming out of retirement. I've been collecting these for a while, Rob. This is a great book to add to your collection. The Spider-Girl books in general, and you said it exactly why. We're talking a Marvel book under a 13,000 print run. Okay. Someday, somebody's going to go, hey, you know, Tobey Maguire and Kirsten Dunst, you want to come back and do you'll be adult Peter and MJ, and you'll have a Spider-Girl, and that's the movie we'll make. We'll make the Spider-Girl movie with your daughter.
It'll happen.
It's going to happen at some point,
Be cool.
and
Yeah, I can see it.
these are going to disappear.
Be a lot cooler if it did, man.
Right. Right.
And the funny
So-
thing is, they have this long-term plan that goes 10 years. All these children that are planning on being champions or young Avengers, they're all going to age out. They're going to be 30 years old before they make a Young Avengers movie.
Sure is. Sure is exactly how it's going to happen.
Yeah, well, we don't really want to talk about how old the actual like Avengers and everybody really are.
Yeah, might not be a great idea. This was just one of those issues I was missing, and for $8, yeah, I'll pick it up, even if it's a
Yes.
5.0.
Abomination will kill him.
You got you have Abomination, you have the Collector. It's a fight issue. Yes, please.
Give it.
And the last issue I picked up, this was a $5 pickup. This is
great.
Sabrina this is, I think, volume 3. And
Ladies.
this went like 120 or 130 issues. It went for a while. And of course, the newsstand would be worth more, but I am planning on getting into the inappropriate Archies soon. But man, those are pricey. But,
Innuendo, not inappropriate. Innuendo.
Sure. We'll call them whatever helps pass the show's
There's
time.
a bunch of Cheryl Blossoms that was at McKay's.
Yeah.
I like that Y2K sticker on it. That's nice, you know. Talk about a piece of history.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, way back in the Y2K, we thought that everything would be wiped out on the computers, but now as a result, it's just called quantum computing when one day we'll try and access our bank account and everything will be down and all our secrets will be on the interwebs. Thanks, Y-Files, for telling me all that.
Your biscuit maker has given up for the day.
Yeah, he's quit for the night.
That's fine.
Yeah, those were the back issues, and the new stuff I'll wait for a little while later when we talk about Mark Spears.
Chunk
So
us
did somebody
in,
help?
man.
Let's see.
Yeah, I got some more. I can go through here.
Oh, we know.
Won't twist my eyes too much. So I've been working on the Injustice run for a while. I don't know why I wasn't picking these up when they came out. And then, like a few years ago, Ollie's had all the hardcovers for like $8 a piece. I still passed on them. Yeah, that's an idiotic thing to do because now I've been picking them up, and I got a huge chunk here.
It's a good
And
read.
the only series I don't have a lot of is Ground Zero, but I'm down to about,
Oh, that one. I remember that one.
other than Ground Zero, I need about 5 issues to have all of Injustice, every Injustice book there was. Right?
That's pretty phenomenal. That's a big one. I mean, because what is it, 3 volumes now?
I remember that
Oh, there
video
were
game was really fun.
5?
5 years,
Yeah.
right? And like the first 4 years were 12 issues, and then the 5th year was like 20 issues, and then they did a year 2. There was annuals, and then they did Injustice Ground Zero, and then they came out with an Injustice Year Zero, which only came out as a OGN. It was a digital only book.
Digital, yeah.
Yeah, but then they did do a collected edition. That I don't have. I need to get 5 issues and Year Zero, and then I got a couple of these. Let's check these out. They're higher issues. Everybody knows how tough these are to find, right?
Oh yeah.
Right. I've been trying to finish off my Transformers run for a long time. These get so tough in the top high issues, and I'm not going to spend anything on them. Like these cost me $1 a piece, right?
That's phenomenal.
For high issue Transformers.
I remember a decade ago, some of those last issues past, like, what was it, issue 70, they were going like for $50 to $100 a piece.
Oh yeah, they're still there, and they're still up there. They're not that high, but they're still up there. Another What If in the never ending collection of What If. I'm getting real close on that one as well.
Same.
That's cool.
Check this out. This is fucking wild, man. From Eclipse FX, all vampire action. Blood is the Harvest, number 3.
Oh my lord.
Doesn't this look like just the
Looks
worst
terrible
thing you've ever seen in your life?
Looks
Isn't this? I loved it. It was great. It was so much fun. I was so happy.
I can imagine.
You can imagine. And then again, going with weird comics. A Whitman Shadow Play Tales of the Supernatural.
That's sick.
That's pretty cool. Also, yet another oddball. No relation to the video game we all well know, but from Ocean Comics, Street Fighter number 3. I now finished this 4-issue mini from Ocean Comics. The only other Ocean comic I have, I think, is Popeye Marries Olive Oil, which is a fucking wild ass book. A little Dark Horse Star Wars.
That was a good one.
This is a good one, right?
Yeah, that 4 parts.
Yeah. There's some real hit or miss. I mean, the Dark Horse Star Wars stuff went for a long time, right? So of course they're gonna have some bloopers, but this one pretty good.
Honestly, usually it was the sequels that they did this stuff. Like they had that one that was like Crimson something. Yep. They had like a part 1 and 2. Part 1 was great. They did the same thing with like Dark Empire 1 and 2. Dark Empire was good, but the Dark Empire 2 was like,
oh yeah, it wasn't awful, but it wasn't awesome, right?
Yeah, wasn't afraid.
Here is, we were talking to you showing Spider-Girl. Here's Next, issue number 12, last issue. From the J2, I don't know, I forget what they call it. And I'll show you one more here, just because we were looking at awful comics earlier, and it would be remiss of me to leave this awful comic out. And when I say awful, I just mean not good, right? It's not that it's bad. It's this is a solid Kickstarter book. And it's autographed by the creator, Women of the Rainforest, number 1. Autographed by Paco.
Hey, Miracleman, while you're at it, can you do a side-by-side with the Naughty and Nice Good Girl Art of Bruce Timm cover?
I could do that. Hold on. You want to see? Whoa, look at that. Look at that.
Nope. Stop talking. Go to jail.
Like I went to jail.
Nope.
No, that was worse than severe anal rape.
You fucking tracer! Your mother's a tracer!
There's that one.
Your mother's a tracer.
I'm not speaking from experience. I'm just saying, like, in general, it seems like it would be worse. All right, so there's Women of the Rainforest. Here's the good girl art of Bruce Timm. I don't know, Bruce. I don't know. You might have had some inspiration. And
Or it's just a typical pose you hope to see a woman in. I don't know, man. But it looks very damn similar.
it looks real
Yeah, it
similar,
does.
doesn't it? It looks real similar. But I was teasing this book. It really wasn't that bad. But it's not really a book. It's really just like random pinups with text. That's really all it is. And it's fine. Whatever. That's your thing. I got this for like a quarter. So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get it. So but yeah, that's it. That's it for today.
Very nice.
Actually, no, I gotta show you one more thing.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
but
Hold
wait,
on.
there's
I had to-
more.
I
Lol.
have to take the headset off. Hold on.
Oh shit!
It's getting intense. No idea what's gonna happen.
This is just not near men. Anything can happen. It might be smut. It's probably smut.
This is the spiciest part, guys.
Uh,
And
Okay.
I'm gonna have to cover something
breaking
here.
news.
Check this out. Okay.
Chin.
Boobies.
Cherry magazine.
Oh,
This is-
cherry. Okay, look like chin.
This is an adult. This is a skin mag from. It's actually more than a skin mag. This one gets hardcore, right?
Robert Crumb.
Yes. Go ahead and take a look on my comic shop sometime. You'll find exactly one issue of Cherry listed on there. And the reason you'll find that single issue of Cherry listed on there, and again, bear with me as I'm going to have to cover something, is because that one issue, this issue, has a pullout. Let's see that strategery. Has a
Yeah.
pullout of an R. Crumb comic. Look at this.
Takes all the fun out of everything.
Look at
Wow.
this.
Anal
What's
antics.
up with butt?
Look at that. Look at this. Look at that. And it even says on the cover, it tells you to yank this cover right down here. It tells you to yank this book out because it has its own staples. And when you yank it out of the magazine, this comic won't fall apart. Right? So not all of these have it.
Are you gonna yank it?
How accurate is that?
I'm not going to do that. No
You're
yank.
not gonna yank it.
I will not yank it to this magazine.
Oh.
And
Can you please yank it on air live with us?
Right? Why are
I
you looking at
shan't.
a smut magazine?
I
Please.
shan't. But this is the issue in case you're looking for it. There you go. Like I said, if you go on my come on, man. Like quit fucking with me now, all right? If you go on my comic shop, you can find this if you want to add it to your pull list or whatever, or your wish list.
Is
There
it
you go.
Cherry issue 1?
No, it is. Hold on. It's the only one on my comic shop. There's one issue, and it even says this is the only issue, and it's because of the arc from comic. It is issue volume 1, number 5. So it's from the first year. It's number 5, and it has great articles like more $1,000 BJ semifinalists.
It's on eBay.
Clam-O-Rama,
Clam.
Humping the Donkey.
I've seen 2 copies on eBay.
And is there sex on Mars? So, if you're interested, there's,
Rob knows.
Elon Musk probably knows.
Shatner does.
Shatner definitely does. He's a man whore. But yeah, seriously, that was I was really happy to find that one. That R. Crumb pullout is really tough to come by.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I didn't think Art Crumb pulled out often.
Dun dun dun.
Mm-mm.
I don't think he got the chance to pull out. Have you seen R. Crumb? But that's it. That's what I had to show.
Very nice.
All right. Anybody want to go next?
I'm good. I showed all my shit. Mike.
Mike, I think I have another stack.
Yeah,
I got a little more.
All right.
Some older Scotty Young, not as GB stuff, but I mean it kind of still is, but I don't
Yeah.
know.
He's
Remember, this is-
progressing in that direction.
Right.
At that time, yeah. But I mean, I liked him from the start, and I still do. So, I mean, you'll see. But I really dug this series, even though at the time I wasn't such a big Spider-Man fan. But I mean, this series was pretty good, And I do like the In Huckley,
My baby.
Very nice. Very nice.
Anytime
I'm not.
Spider-Man was coming out with a single cover and not any variant covers, I was picking them all up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And they did that with like this one. They did it with what was it, Gold Goblin or whatever, where they only had like cover A. Or
Yeah, yeah.
this is a whole run. I don't know why they're organized like this. They're not really organized, but I actually dug this run and some more Scotty Young, but not all the run is Scotty. I kind of went different, but Dazzler Love, she was actually decent, but I actually really dig Boom Boom, and you don't see Boom Boom that often.
No, you don't.
And getting her on a team with Laura and Dazzler and Jubilee, I mean, it's kind of cool. And they were still trying to figure out what to do with Jubilee because she had just stopped being a vampire or whatever. I don't know. But it was fun.
Boom Boom's like an asshole version of Jubilee, and when Jubilee was a damn vampire, nobody really liked that. And now she's back to normal.
Right. But I do like the asshole Boom Boom. I kind of like that they picked up, and I kind of regret that they're going away from that.
I won't lie. I always kind of like Boom Boom's asshole too.
All right.
Right.
Glad we cleared that up.
You have meddled with the primal forces of nature.
Namely, Boom Boom's asshole.
Mhm.
Sorry about that.
You put anything in there, you know she's sticking a bomb.
That's true.
Right. I like Laura Kinney, but this wasn't the greatest of series, but it had some fire covers. You know, I mean, the art was pretty good. Deadpool, in this series was actually decent. You'll see
Okay.
quite a bit of these. This is a variant. I don't know.
I've heard of this Deadpool character popular with the kids. I hear.
The new one's actually been really good.
Really?
Yeah, this one I think I picked up mainly because it was crossing over to like another series, which you'll see in a second. But like, because I have several different ones with Peach, and it's kind of one of them more normal. But it crossed over with Carnage heavy, and I kind of dug the whole like him mixed
Carnage
with
cool.
Carnage. Yeah, because eventually
cool.
we get his whole like Carnage pet out of it. I forget what it's called. It's like part of the symbiote formed off and became this little dog, and Deadpool just kind of has this symbiote crazy thing.
Riding a pigeon.
Yeah, Pim particle. But it was eventually this is what kind of was happening.
Oh, that's a cool cover.
Right. Last but not least, and incidentally, my brother is watching this movie right now in the other room.
Interesting.
I did like this movie. That's all I got.
Should have gone to the theater.
We did after we watched the digital, and then I think when they released it theater, why we went and watched it in the theater was. I enjoyed it. That's all I got.
All because she wanted to make sure that she got them theater profits. So she's the only person that ever sued Disney after acting in a Morphin movie.
But she won, didn't she?
She did.
Yeah, she did.
I think it might have settled, but yeah, she basically won.
Yes.
How would she won it?
But the sad thing is, I mean, that we're not going to get to see her anymore because of that. You know, I mean, and then you're talking about one of the biggest. What?
Actually, we might see her again because if you were watching the What If,
Oh, yeah.
there was that episode where it was the zombie land and then she comes into this other universe. And I think that might be the other MCU universe. So she can come back.
She has been doing voices. You are right. Because she didn't voice most of her. And you're right. You're right.
I just heard a rumor that the Russo brothers signed on to do X-Men.
Yes, that is something that just came out in the last day or so. And, you know, they might do it. But they also said that they wanted to stop doing Avengers movies. And by the way, these are all the new comics that came out this week.
They need to.
They need to do it because they care about it. They understand comics. They understand what fans like. They understand what the whole audience wants rather than, you know, something like, and not to say Eternals is bad, but a lot of these movies in phase 4 became, hey, I know nothing about comics.
We've been failed so many times. We can't be failed again.
Please hire people that give a shit rather than I'm going to make a sizzle reel so I can make an Oscar-winning movie.
Yeah.
It's also the way I read it is that I don't think they want to do event style movies anymore. Is why they were trying to get away from the Avenger thing, because I think they're wanting to do more like a continual sequel base, and that's why they want to do X-Men. I love that cover.
They just have to hire actors that are properly vetted, that aren't having any potential court cases coming up that involve, domestic abuse or alcoholism or murder or drug abuse or anything really that doesn't reflect well on Disney. And speaking of Peach, here's one of her recent issues here, and she does all the covers for her own book. I mean, it's kind of like Frank Miller back in the day on Daredevil, where he was working on the scripts, working on the book and art and inking until finally they say, dude, get an anchor. Okay, we'll try this Klaus Janson dude.
Hell yeah.
As far as I know, she's
That
doing
worked out well,
everything in that
though.
book, but
yeah.
letters and inking.
He's muscly. He didn't miss leg day.
Oh, ever. Unlike, Hemsworth, that always misses leg day.
Yeah.
Love this cover.
Dang, I need to get
Yeah,
3.
that's cool.
It's like
It's a lot of-
Jocasta or something.
A lot of
Actually,
hate.
Is it Ultron?
it's Ultron. Ultron's
Yeah,
a
I was
good
about to
guy
say.
in this book.
Angel of Ultron?
Angel of Ultron. Unlike Spider-Gwen of Galactus.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll read this, maybe I won't. I don't know. This is
Galactic
something
Web.
this one came out the other week, but apparently some of these were damaged, so I finally got this book this week.
I love cats.
Me too.
It's a good series too.
Except Mike.
This one I just picked
I
up
like it.
because I heard good things about it. I got this cover for reasons.
Got it
There
from
were-
JD.
Yeah, there were 2 Lex books that came out this week. They could easily confuse people trying to pick up new comics on Wednesday. There was a very different cover for this one here, but I got the very homosexual cover.
Jesus.
Very, very homosexual cover.
It's moderately
got-
homosexual.
He's got the Riz. And he's showing
Very
it off.
much. The Riz and probably a little jizz.
Oh.
Dum.
Oh.
Here's that other Lex Luthor. You can tell the difference between the 2 Lex books that came out this week because one was $3.99, the other one was $9.99.
The hell?
One is an anthology. The other one's just a simple short story that ties into the rest of Superman.
Archie is Mr. Justice.
Yeah, this is a cool looking cover. There was another B cover that was pretty good too, but I only just got this one. But anything that's tying into like the horror stuff or any of the alternative universe Archie, yeah, I like getting that stuff.
Yep. Yep.
Just like Dick Tracy.
Yeah.
Michael
It
Morrison.
is. Francavilla. I love this artist. I mean, he always works best in oranges, but
Yeah.
come on, this looks cool.
Yeah, it does.
I feel a little unfortunate this week because I thought that I might finally get the new Space Ghost. It's been out for 2 weeks now, and I still haven't gotten it. The new
Just
J.G.
a dust.
Jones. I love his art. Writing it too. House of Slaughter, the penultimate issue. Issue 30 will be the final issue.
Lord.
And I missed the Book of Cutter this week because it didn't come out at my shop. Minor Arcana by Jeff Lemire. The Seasons by Rick Remender. TMNT number 6, and just a little bit of an update on what's been going on with the bankruptcy situation over at Diamond. So IDW, which, terrible new logo.
Yeah.
So they have some new movies that are in production, but at the same time, because of the bankruptcy, they're stating that they do not know whether or not they're going to be solvent if in April that they don't find a buyer for Diamond. But meanwhile, they're having movies in production. They still have their branded items that are coming out, but a lot of these creator-owned stuff, they're just stopping altogether. And here's that Last Ronin 2 with the oversized, and the last one that's the bigger pickup, only because it is literally huge, is the Time Waits by Chip Zdarsky, art by David Brothers and Marcus 2. The last thing I wanted to talk about on the show tonight is because this guy has been blowing up so much, and all the different covers have been kind of not as cheap as they once were. Let's get back to here, and I'm going to show a little share screen so we can talk about a certain guy by the name of Mark Spears. So here we go. We're going to share this screen, and there's a lot more than just monsters that you can try and find if you've been looking for Mark Spears covers. And here are just some of those issues. So once upon a time, you could have been able to get all of his stuff very cheap, but just for the Mark Spears A through E covers in the 9/8, $3,500.
All right. First of all, that person is smoking some crack. They are not worth that much.
No, they're not.
They're just not. Keen Spot is a small publisher, so obviously they didn't have a high print run on these. They had a bunch of different covers, so there's going to be some value, but that's an insane amount of money. Do not if you're watching this show, you probably know better than to buy that. But in case you don't, do not fucking buy that. Well, you also probably don't have $3,500 to waste on those 8 comics, but also don't fucking do it if you do. That's a waste of money.
So other than just his traditional monsters, he's been doing Spawn covers. The 356 just wound up in the top 10 that I produced this week. The other week, as much as Lady makes fun of me for doing it, and I get it. Believe me, I get it. Deadly Tales of Gunslinger, Spawn, issue 2. That one has Mark Spears on the cover. He's been doing a lot of these Action Comics B covers. We first started seeing him get really big with this Action 1066. It was like a 1 in 25. It was about an $80 book. Now, good luck trying to find it for under $100. And yeah, back over here to Thundercats. There was that Apex cover that he did where it was an open order book, and it went all the way up to $50.
Yeah.
Other than that, he's just came out with this new Return of the Living Dead. And there's another one that was, I don't know if we want to call it an ash can, but it's called More Brains. And I think only 200 or 500 of those were printed. The standard A cover's going for $15, $20. The More Brains about $80 to $100. And you just see he's done a lot of other things. He's even done a Sam and Twitch book. He's been doing nothing really for Marvel yet, but mostly DC. He did do some work on a Green Lantern book. So there's some issues that you can still get for around cover price or maybe even under $10. But online, people that are influencers, and let's face it, 3 people are watching the show right now. I am not an influencer. I'm just trying to inform people that you can try and find these for a little less. But as it comes to anything that's an independent comic, after a series ends, and Monsters, I believe, will end with issue 8, if you give it a couple months, people forget. Let's face it, we don't have the longest attention spans. And the Eye of Sauron, that is the traditional top 10 comic list from most people on CovrPrice or Comic Tom, is going to move elsewhere. People will forget about Monsters, and they won't be paying $200 or $300 for the first issue, and it'll drop back down to about maybe $20, maybe $50 at a high. I mean, I can look at things like Kanto. What was the other one? Knights of the Golden Sun. That one was a $100 book from Mad Cave a while back, but they all come back down. Maniac. Back when you had Bad Idea first come out onto the scene, people were paying just god awful amounts of money on that, and then they released the second print that's an open order. You can, just order it, and they'll just print them and print them and print them. And then it dropped that first print way back down to like $15, $20 or less. I've seen it in shops now for $5.
Yeah.
The original black logo, not the white one.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, the really hard to find stuff from Spears right now is actually what he was doing before Monsters. He was doing like old school trading card sets.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. And those trading card sets are really hard to find. He did a Wizard of Oz set. My brother's a big fan of Wizard of Oz. There was actually just a limited run of 200 covers that had Wicked Witch and Dorothy on it. That was a store exclusive. They sold it for $25. It's going for like $80 on aftermarket right now. But he actually did a whole run of horror version cards of Wizard of Oz characters as well, which was just it's crazy cool. If you can find them, they're a pretty penny, but nobody's selling them. They're not that old. Whoever they were a Kickstarter, whoever bought them, they wanted them. So unless they need to flip them, they ain't going nowhere. But those are the really hard to find things right now from Spears. Everybody's putting these books out, right? He's getting multiple printings. I think Monsters is on what issue 1's on it. Fourth printing now.
That was fifth.
Was it fifth?
This is currently the third print that just came out a couple weeks ago. I think there's just been a solicit for a fourth printing, and as long as we keep buying them, they'll keep coming out.
Yeah. And you know what? I normally don't do this, but I might order one of those fourth print covers.
I know I will.
Yeah.
At this point, when I'm doing my FOC lists, you can usually cross-reference from the list against League of Comic Geeks, and it'll tell you who's working on the books and everything. And as long as you're taking a look, you're not going to miss anything, and you'll be paying cover price instead of, wait a second, Mark Spears did a scorched cover? How much is that? It was like $2.99 when it came out. How much is it on eBay? $15. I'll take it. And it just keeps going up and up and up. But he did a lot of covers before he was working or at the same time as Monsters, and they're still out there. They're in dollar boxes. I'm sure that Lady Fantastic will probably go, hey, I was over at McKay's. You won't believe what I found.
$2.
Here's a stack.
It'll happen.
I'm looking at books on eBay. Sorry, I found this. I'm looking at underground books on eBay. Sometimes I get hooked.
It happens. Happens to the best of us.
I was looking at R. Crumb books, asshole.
Yeah, I do it too. It's fine.
Yeah.
I was looking at a Trina Robbins book, so a little bit different.
I need to get. I want to get It Ain't Me, Babe. I need to get that one.
Yeah, you do. That's a good book. I love it. Anyway,
as much as we're talking about, I was just going to say, just as we're talking about Trina Robbins, Robert Crumb, there's some artists that just come along, and it's not that they are necessarily better than everybody else, but it's just right now is their moment. And Alex Ross has had that. He's still a great artist. He still puts out amazing covers every month. But here comes Mark Spears to go, hey, I really like the color blue. I mean, a lot of his covers do have that tint to it, but he does great use. It's not AI. And we just saw somebody last year, and I'm not going to name names. I'm sure you can in the comments below. But there was a very famous artist that was doing AI covers for Action Comics. And then he lost his gig doing that book because DC went, yeah, we're okay with Neil Gaiman and everything he's doing, but we kind of draw the line at AI. And how do I know that DC is still doing business with Neil Gaiman? Because I just ordered on FOC a facsimile copy of Sandman #8. Marvel has dropped ties. Dark Horse has dropped all ties, but DC goes, we like money.
Right.
I don't know how long that was.
The painted cover tradition is kind of something that needs to lock in with fans to begin with, because look, Alex Ross, and from him you got Lee Bermejo. I'm saying his name wrong. Lee Bermejo. And then I mean, so it's kind of, a collector's fault to not be watching out for these art trends kind of thing. Just looking at, and I'm missing one. There's a female that came after Lee, and I'm drawing a blank of her name. But I mean, you just look at the art, and why would you pass that up if you saw that? If you were into, like, I could understand if you're against horror or something like that. And you're like, ew, I don't do horror books. I get that. But I mean, if you're at the comic shop and you saw Mark Spears and you passed that up, like, just the shame on the art. No.
Yeah, now it's just a name that whenever I see it pop up, much like how I was doing at one point for Francis Matina, but no longer because of reasons. You just get their books, but the second they start working with AI, they're dead to us.
All right.
But I want to end the show on a positive here. He's a great artist. We're going to be talking to him for years and years. Buy his books at a lower cost. Wait on Monsters because it will come back down. Sure, it was a low print run, but there are other things out there with even less print runs that are going for less money because in time, everything gets forgotten and the Eye of Sauron of top 10 lists look elsewhere and you'll be able to find those books. Just like JP Collects that does this show 6 months later. He takes looks at all those books that were in the top 10 6 months after the fact. And you see
what Monsters looks like.
Yeah, traditionally, that's what's going to happen. But Monsters 6 months ago was a $20 book for the A cover. The Bride was $190. And all of a sudden, in these last few weeks, we saw the A cover go for more than the Bridezilla cover. So, I mean, it doesn't matter what I think. It doesn't matter what even you think, or any of us on the panel here. It matters what everybody thinks. And given enough time, everybody winds up focusing on other things. So we can be patient, and as long as you can have a little bit of patience and not use the convenience, because when we talk about convenience, it just means, hey, it's right there. That's why it's so damn expensive. But just give it a little time. You'll get it on eBay for $20. But this month is not that month. So is there any appearances that anybody's going to be making in the next week or so? Miracleman, Lady, Mike?
Nah, I'm good.
Nah, not me, man.
All right, then. Well, we will be back next week. Next week, it's going to be the beginning of February, and we will be back on the 7th on Old Comic Book Day, 9 p.m. Eastern. I want to thank everybody for watching, and if you didn't do it already, smash the like, subscribe if you haven't, and we will do this all again this time next week. So love y'all, and get to reading your comics like I'm going to do. Night. Love y'all.
Night, everybody.
Thanks for tuning in. If you want to see this episode again, along with a catalog of back episodes and issues, surf on over to Not Near Mint on YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe and hit that bell for notifications.